Can you guys talk a little bit about making such a dark version of Pet Sematary?
Sure. Well, the book itself is super dark. I don't know if you've read it. No. Oh my. Well, I mean...
You're in for a real treat. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe don't plan any, sort of things where you need to be light for a weekend. But no, it's really dark. I mean, the whole novel, even Stephen King himself said that he shelved it because he touched on a nerve that he felt really uncomfortable about. He was writing about losing his own child. And I think that, and so to not make something dark about that or go extremely dark with it is kind of not true to the novel, but also the inception of the idea too.
You played a dead girl. Can you talk a little bit about what it was like channeling the inner demon zombie in you?
It was really cool because I got to see her motives, I guess, and put myself in her shoes.
Mm-hmm. Did you enjoy getting to be wild and crazy and evil?
Yeah, it was fun. I also liked the live Ellie too because I guess I got to see the curious and silly kind of her.
Mm-hmm.
So many trees.
It's beautiful, right?
That's definitely not Boston.
Here we go. Okay, so what do you think?
Wow, this whole place is ours?
I even got him to throw in a whole forest as a new backyard.
In your film, Ellie dies instead of Gage. Can you talk a little bit about how that change worked in the story?
Practicality, reality. I'm basing the film on, on a much more playable, ensemble. You're going to get a much better performance out of an 11-year-old girl than you are out of a 3-year-old boy. Mm-hmm. Morally, you don't want to put the child, you don't want to put the 3-year-old kid. You're going to have to go for then you may as well go a fake cat. Mm-hmm. You're going into, the heart of this story is what would you do if this happened, and if there was a place up there. And if you can make that little jump over the puddle or the ocean, whatever size it is for you, you will really invest in this and go on quite a journey. That's what Lewis does, that's what Rachel is forced to do. So, I think having a girl that you can relate to and play with, and she's at that age where she's asking questions, which is normal of this, it was a no-brainer. And even King himself said he loved that part of it. And having a real cat rather than a robo-cat, it just gives, it builds, it plays, and eventually it all pays off.
Did you get to play with the cats a lot?
Yeah. Before we started filming, I had a day where I got to meet the cats and hang out with them, and they were really sweet. And then it was funny because some on set, they would be really sweet, and then when they would get into character and in the scenes, they would be very aggressive and stuff.
Do you have a favorite scene of yours that you got to do?
I really liked the scene with, I had this very active fight scene with Jason, and that was really cool because I remember in between scenes we would be doing push-ups and burpees to get really pumped up and into the scene.
Can you talk a little bit about, was there any kind of protective feeling that you had over the kids and making sure that they weren't exposed?
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
Even for a little 3-year-old walking onto a set of 50 people standing around with a boom and a light and a dark, and you just go, one minute he's out there playing with these toys, next minute he's like, whoa, what's going on in here?
Right.
There's all that kind of thing, yeah. But we didn't really, we'd use them, the little boys, sparingly. Ellie, she loved it. One of the things I think was extraordinary about Jete was that she just didn't want to be a kid appeasing the director. She actually wanted to have an experience as an actress and invest in that. And every time she went into it further and further and further, she felt the reward of that and the freedom of that.
She's so smart. She's so smart, and she's so professional, but she's just able to dive in just immediately. Like we've been saying, it's sometimes you can't really prepare for horror. You just have to just go.
Yeah.
You have to just start just going crazy and exploring your emotions, and she was great. Totally amazing.
She spent a lot of time in makeup and all that, the patience required to do all of that. But wonderful.
Now, were you able to see the first film before you saw this? Or before you did this?
Well, I didn't see the first film, I think, because, like, when I'm acting, I guess my imagination kind of takes over. And I think if I saw the original, I might, like, not have as many creative ideas. And especially since this movie's so different, I think, like, I guess, like, I wanted to do my own version, I guess.
Do you have any plans of seeing it now, though, that you're done?
Probably. Everyone on set was telling me it was very scary. So I'm a little scared, but I'm also excited.
Do you enjoy scary movies?
I watch some scary movies. I'm kind of like, I get very scared of them. So I'm like kind of, I was hoping, but yeah, I'm kind of like, I'm scared of them, but it was cool to see how like they came together, I guess.
Did you get scared at all on working on this? Because I was on the set visit and I went to the Pet Cemetery, and that is scary.
Well, I think I like saw how it came together, I guess. So I wasn't that scared because like I knew it was all like special effects and makeup and it was just a movie, but yeah.
But there is something up in those woods. There's something that brings things back. Sometimes dead is better.